Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Harish, say a few words, man, of your experience yesterday.
These two boys are not old men, they are young boys.
You should hear what he said.
I said, these two boys, they are the problem. I'm a normal person. These
Thanks,
two boys
man,
are not normal.
Good
Thanks,
it
Baba.
was an inspiration. I started cycling as a pastime. Evenings I had nothing to do, so I started cycling. First day I did 20 kilometers, going coming. Second trip was 40, then 60. I reached 85 kilometers now. We managed to get this bike, very nice bike, and we started off. So our purpose was to drive and trek, which we could do both.
He doesn't want to talk about the childhood.
Between us, we have a common friend, Viji Pichaya. So he wanted to join us. We wanted him to join us. In the front, we put him above the handle, where the wind guard is. So the third friend joined us. We always wanted to do this together, but God had other plans. He expired much before we could do this trip. But he was in our heart, and then on the bike also. So that was the highlight of the 60. It was every bend you took was a hairpin bend, and every climb, every 100 meters was like going up a mountain. It was just up, 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 and up. We again on the way, someplace we stopped. We told them we need a place to stay, and again tribals. They had a ritual that they would not allow outsiders to come into the house without praying. They would pray to their God, ask permission, and allow us. That was too much for us. So we didn't know what to do. Lucky for us, there was a gentleman besides there who was in the defense forces. And he's a lecturer there now, teacher. In some college or school, I'm not sure. Mr. Abhishek. He says, see, just a little ahead, there is a guest house. The forest department guest house. I know the caretaker there. I will call him. And you go there and stay there. I said, oh, that's good. Imagine staying in a rest house nice. Because we have seen Devlali, there are a lot of rest houses, very nice places to stay. So we moved on. Thanks to God, one of his cousin or relative, somebody said, come on, I'll take you to the rest house. So he got us to the rest house, and that is where we actually started our Manali trip.
You'd see in the images and the videos that we put up, this was just a perfect place.
Sunshine, fragrance,
Absolutely quiet. Like not a soul around for kilometers together. Just, like every, say about 20 or 30 minutes of riding, you would pass one shepherd with some sheep.
One thing I would like to mention here, we thought we were at the top of the mountain. There's nothing beyond that. That was how the view was. And it was dense forest everywhere. I love walking through trees and forest. You can see behind me like this. This is nothing that was dense, and we were walking through. There were a lot of pines, and there was fragrance of peach everywhere. Peach. A lot of apple trees, all wild, growing wild here. How we have these trees? There was peach, there was plum, there was apples, and the air was like it's just as if somebody has sprayed fragrance of peach. Then that guest house had a small school, adjoining school. So the dinner was taken care of. There's a small canteen there who would cook and give us. So we made ourselves comfortable, had a shower, and then we said, "Chalo, let's go for dinner."
So, this person used to make jalebis and samosas for the school children in the morning. And there were actually about like 15-20 samosas and some jalebis left over. So when we approached it, he said, no, this is like for the stale. No, we made it in the morning. And so I said, so what are you going to do with it? He said, we'll feed it to the animals. We won't use it again.
Again, the humbleness and the simplicity of the villagers. Had this place been in our city, next day morning they would refry it and give it to the children. But he said, no, whatever is left, now we'll go and give it to the cows. Very nice people. The husband, wife, and there were a pair of twin boys. So while the dinner was being made, you had a good time with the twins.
Yes.
You see the video.
Yeah, this was one place that I would actually like to live into. There was absolutely no plans for me to move from there and go anywhere. I just said I found what I was looking for. I'm going to stay. But the promise of another place similar,
Better place.
being higher was very
Too
inviting.
tempting.
Yes. So the next morning we started riding towards that area. What is it called?
Satadar. So we had a nice time there.
This was Pichaya.
18, Pichaya.
Yeah, Pichaya.
So we had a nice time. We had a nice connection with the twins. We were giving them sweets. Then we started asking them A for, they started saying apple, B, till we reached K. So when we asked them, what is K for? He said, Kitli. Again he said, Kitli. Again we said, K for. We were expecting kite. So he went into the kitchen and he got a kettle to show us. You see, this is K for
This
kettle.
is Kitli.
We had a very good time.
अब बताओ जो पूछ रहे हैं बात है दादाजी थप्पड़ बजेगा
चलो थोड़ा आगे आ जाओ, थोड़ा आगे आ जाओ।
हेलो
अब बताओ।
स्कूल में कैसे दिखाओगे तुम वैसा हो
हाँ, अब बताओ। हाँ, अरे वाह, योगा करते हो? अरे बहुत अच्छा, कसरत करो। हाँ, अरे बहुत अच्छी।
And then the roti making.
Yeah.
So that gentleman would do the roti, he would put it on the tawa. Then, say 30-40 seconds later, he would remove the tawa and then put it on the gas directly. The rotis would like become balloons here.
ये सही हुआ ना? हाँ, बढ़िया। अब देखो भाई, खुलती हुई। हाँ,
थोड़ा मैच छोटा है ना बस।
कोई नहीं, मस्त है।
रोटी पलट ज्यादा जाता है।
मस्त है।
ओके सर जी। पहले दो बनाया था फिर दो बनाया सब्जी।
And I normally eat 2 chapatis a day at a meal. I had 4.5 that day because very nice food, warm food. We are hungry. So this was the 18th night. 19th morning we had parathas over there for breakfast in the same place before the school children came in. And 19th morning we went to this promised land of Satadar. So this guy said, I said, how will we find the place? He said, आप जाओ पहाड़ के ऊपर जहाँ भी आपको next दिखेगा, that is Satadar. Believe me, when we reached the place, It felt as if the mountains were covered in nets. It's actually the apple trees and the fruit trees that were covered with government subsidized nets to save the fruit from hail and probably the birds, but hail, basically hailstorm. And there were apple trees all along the road, have orchards. Unfortunately for us, the apples were just like small plums. So it's another month or two before the ride. I can imagine the scene when they ripen and the thing turns from green to yellow and red. It would be a sight to see. And like I said, the climb was, all the turns were hairpin bends, and the climb was just up, up, and up. That's it.
So from where we started, we did actually, we were approximately around 600 meters above sea level, and now we reached 2,700 meters above sea level. So this was our first, no, this was Panjai.
From Panjai.
Then from Panjai, another 800 meters above sea level. Like we were doing 3,000 plus at Seteda, and that place, another view. Now you'll see the videos and the pictures. This was what you call a heaven, but in the clouds.
Yeah.
Absolutely covered up with clouds and fog. And this was like, say for example, you've been picked up high up with valleys surrounding you. So like there are mountains, you're in the middle on the peak, and then you see valleys all around you, like
All
360 degrees there were valleys.
So this place, second guest house, this was the second guest house. It took us a little time to get it, but the focal point was a temple on the tip of the mountain. So that guy said, idhar hi, I don't know. They have no sense of direction or they have no sense of the distance. So anyway, we found that place. Unfortunately for us, and fortunately, Deepak shoe, coming back to the shoe, my shoe was 1,000 rupee shoe. He bought a pair of shoe at 14,000. So I was laughing at him. I said, same purpose it's serving. But see the difference. While we were going towards the climb to the guest house, the bike tilted a little. And Deepak's foot got stuck between the guard and the ground. When I saw it, I said, Gaya, finished. This is the end of the trip now.
But it weighs
200
approximately
kilos.
200 kilos.
So see the shoe. Because of the good quality of shoe, his foot got saved. Lucky for us, there was some gentleman there with his wife and somebody else. I could not lift the bike alone. So they helped us, sat for some time, and then we went to the guest house. The guest house was at the edge of the cliff, and more than all three sides were like completely valley, complete. And 1 minute you could see the valley, second minute it was clouds. 1 minute the valley, second minute.
Oh, look at that.
चल मंदिर का फोटो निकाल लेते हैं और अपना वो फॉग का भी निकाल ले.
It was unbelievable and very nice. And then we went for the trek. No?
Yeah. So when we reached there, obviously we were famished.
We rested.
We said, खाना किधर है भाई? So he said, अरे सर आप रुको मैं अभी बनाता हूँ. क्या बना रहे हो? राजमा और रोटी.
We sat out and
Standard, yeah. So I said, भाई राजमा सब्जी नहीं होती. मेरे को आप कुछ सब्जी खिलाओ. बोला सर. Yeah.
वेजिटेबल नहीं.
So he said, वो तो बना लेता हूँ सर, पर क्या है सब्जी है ना इधर आजू बाजू में नहीं मिलती है. They have to walk a long distance to go and get it. तो मेरे पास सब्जी
जाना
नहीं है.
पड़ता है.
हाँ, गाँव जाना पड़ता है. तो मैंने आप चिंता मत करो, हमें बताओ किधर से लाना है, हम लेकर आ जाएंगे. तो बोला वो आपने मेरे को फोन किया था ना डायरेक्शन के लिए, आपने नीचे उधर गांव देखा था एक. हाँ, बोला बस उधर ही है, उधर आपको सब्जी मिल जाएगी. सो आई टोल्ड फिरदौस, या
So since we are so hungry, we said, okay, whatever is there, cook for us. We'll get you vegetables in the evening. So the lovely rajma, we sat at the edge of the cliff on the bench outside, had food.
you
Again,
see the pictures.
yeah, you can see the pictures. Again, like I said, instead of the 2 chapatis, I had 4, 5. And then I told myself, okay, enough. Have something for the night. We rested for a little while. And then we said, chalo, let's go and get the vegetables. We asked him, we said, idhar hai sahab, ye dekho, ye niche dikh raha hai na? Bas 500 meter hai. He said, good. We said, okay, for dual purpose. Our trek also would be done. And vegetables also would be got. And ice cream. So we started walking down. Like 500 meter hua, 1000 hua,
चलो भी चल.
2000 hua. It was 5 kilometers down the hill. 5 kilometers. And down the hill means actual down the hill. There was no flat land. It was down, down and down.
Again, you'll see the videos.
But we walked. It was over streams, over rocks, and then getting lost. And then again we normally fight. We want to go the easy way, the hard way. I used to tell him this is the easy way. He used to say this is the easy way. But somehow we kept that. There was another temple down there. We kept that temple as a focal point, and we walked. We went to one shop. He says, "Saab, khali टमाटर है." थोड़ा और आगे जाओ दूसरा दुकान है. So that थोड़ा again was 500 meters. He said, "अरे साहब थोड़ा और आगे हो देखो वो दुकान में." So that was another 500 meters. Finally we reached the shop. We took a lot of vegetables there. Indian Devlali standard, we took a lot of vegetables, cabbage and ground and many things here. Luckily we got butter. It was not butter, bread spread it was. We got our ice cream and then the king of kings. कितना हुआ साहब? 180 rupees. He says, 180? Because he didn't imagine that all these things could cost only 180. And like a king, he gave 500 rupees. 180 ka saman, 220 tip. And then we came back with that load, 10 kilos or something it was. Now going down was okay. Now that again 5 kilometers, 5.5 kilometers of walking uphill with a bag. We spoke to our family, chatted with them, showed them the place.
About 200 kilometers.
200 kilometers.
हाय दीपू.
हाय सोनी, क्या हाल है?
हाँ मस्त मस्त जगह है रे.
हाँ.
But we did manage to come up. And again, when we were coming up, we could see the guest house. I told him, "Arey, kya samne hai?" Again, that was half a kilometer. Another, you go half a kilometer. "Arey, samne dikh raha hai." That was another half. So 5.5 kilometers going, coming, and then the dinner.
Yeah, but that was a place where I didn't
Memories
want to
were
move.
made.
I said, this is it. I'm not going to move or change or go anywhere further. We found our abode, as we say. So we stayed there and spent almost...
It has nice glass windows where we could see the rain and the
You'll
fog.
see the videos. And all we did the next 2 days was just simply trek and eat. and eat, trek and eat. And I think it was about 3 days that the bike stayed unmoved.
2 days.
2 days, sorry. And then you'll see the image of the cobweb that was actually formed in those 2 days.
And,
Very interesting.
and we love this place for one reason. Like you see behind us, nobody. So whenever we went for this 5-kilometer trek and 3 kilometers trek, the only companions we had were maybe a shepherd or two and a flock of sheep. That's it. No human being. So it was like unbelievable. Very nice. That is what actually we are looking for, and we got it. We were very lucky. Very lucky. And we blessed that gentleman Sony at that place called Tolar.
Yeah.
Yeah, for guiding us to this place. We had a ball of a time.
So finally, there was a certain agenda. All this time, there was no agenda. That is the beauty of the whole trip. We just wanted to ride and trek, stay wherever we felt tired, and just move. And then there was a certain timeline where we had to reach Bias on the 21st. So we started riding back down on the 21st morning, where they said it's only 250 kilometers to Bias. That was all right, we could do it in half a day. But obviously, the beauty and that terrain, which was out of this world. We did about 150 kilometers only and only in the mountains, downhill.
With all fog around us. It was just
Visibility.
fog and fog and fog. That 150 kilometers of downhill was heaven. Very few vehicles going uphill, but it was a minute in clouds, 1 minute out of clouds, 1 minute in clouds, so 1 minute. And this was all 150 kilometers.
Rain, a lot of rain.
A lot of rain that time. Luckily, we had sweaters, bags were all waterproof, so we are not really worried about getting wet or something. And I must add here to all the people who go, carry a dozen of underwears and at least half a dozen of t-shirts. So you don't have to wash it and dry it because nothing dries over there. There's so much moisture in the air, nothing dries. But that is a part of the beauty of the experience. And then when we were returning back, coming to Bias, we stopped at that place again.
Yes, Radhika.
Radhika.
We found Radhika again.
We found Radhika again.
On the way back.
On the way back.
So you come down the mountains. You come down the mountains again to join one of the highways, and that's where we just remembered, oh, this is the same place. So we stopped again and had a fantastic meal
Nice
again with Radhika and carried forward. And after obviously missing a few turns of approximately 70 to 80 kilometers here and there, which took us riding of 140 kilometers to reroute and get back to the correct
We didn't
age.
actually went wrong.
Yeah.
We didn't go wrong. There are so many Bias, those halls where these people have that religious gatherings, Bias. Every time we asked Bias, one lady told us, idhar hai 2 kilometer
Dera,
aage round up. Dera.
They call it Dera.
They call it Dera. बस आगे जाओ 1 किलोमीटर आगे राउंड अबाउट आएगा उससे थोड़ा और आगे जाएंगे मिल जाएंगे. So happy. But then we realized that was not the actual Bias that we wanted to do, the Dera. They were Deras, small religious places everywhere. But the main place where the head priest sits, that was our aim. But then one nice gentleman guided us, because he has served there. There were a lot of the Sevedars who go there and voluntarily work free. So one of the Sadarjis we met, he said, I work there, this is the wrong place. And then he took a piece of paper and he started drawing maps and he's showing us this turn, idhar nahi chale jana, idhar utar jana, bridge ke niche. So finally in the evening we reached Bias, the much awaited place. 550 kilometers of compound area, the Bias. You must visit.
So we spent approximately 2 nights there, and then it was mostly inland. So we did Bias to a place close to Delhi called Panipat, Delhi. Then we spent a day, relaxed in Delhi. Met one of my cousins, Soni, and her husband, Naresh, and had a fantastic evening. And then moved on from Delhi towards Nagpur. Now, why Nagpur? Because I have 2 friends over there whom I've actually never met in flesh. We've only been talking and speaking. Yeah, they're my students, but now mostly friends more than students. And so we stopped over and said hello to them. Then from Nagpur, went and visited another cousin of mine in Hyderabad. Of course, we've got a lot of friends and people we know there. So we spent about 2 days there. And then finally, the last leg was the longest of the ride that we did, which was almost 700 kilometers. From Hyderabad to Devlali.
From Nagpur you went to Hyderabad?
Yeah, Nagpur to, yeah.
And then
Yeah. So a little bit about the compiling of the trip, of what you felt, how it was, and would you do it again?
Definitely I would do it again, but without you. Because he's so rigid. You have to have 4 bottles of water. You have to sleep at this time. You have to eat at this time. Gear change karo. Take it to 3rd. Take it to 4th. 3rd. Twice. 3rd. So in that confusion, I used to go over road, the speed breakers. But then that adds to the beauty. All in all, we had a wonderful time. Really want to do it again. This time I would want to go down south, and maybe inshallah if God wills, we'll do the northeast also. The 7 sisters, Meghalaya, Guwahati, Manipur. So now that the bike is with us, we will do it. All 3 of us will go again.
We are hoping some of you will get inspired by that trip and with our experience and join us. You're welcome. The next trip is planned sometime during Jan or Feb 26, and hope to share that
More experience.
experiences with you. Thank you for watching.
Y'all have a great day.
Bye bye.